excited that we're going to share with you today our VVIP training. All right, and it's to inspire and it is to rewire. So today I want to change your lives for the kingdom of God. We're not only here to do training about the brands, but it's actually to inspire you to know what is your vision in life. Because everything that we do, we need to do it as an intentional, a purpose. Because if we just go through life and we just do things, we're going to get nowhere. So we need to have a vision in our lives. So I first want to tell you what was my vision when I was a waiter, I was a bartender, I studied hotel management. So I was kind of where you guys are. And I decided to myself, I don't want to stay at this level, but I want to have a vision for my life. I want to take it to the next level. So today, I'm going to share with you my journey on how and where did I end up. So I was first a waiter in a restaurant. Then I decided I want to be more than that. I want to be the manager. After that, I decided I don't only want to be a manager, but I want to own restaurants or I want to own a hotel. So I started hotel management. From there, I decided 1 hotels, 2 hotels, restaurants. That's not big enough for me. I want more. So then I worked at a franchise that had a couple of different stores. And then I decided that's not big enough for me. I want to manage South Africa. And then the Lord said, no, I'm going to give you a bigger territory. I'm going to give you Africa. So I became an export manager. All right, so for my influence to grow. So today I'm standing here in front of you to say whatever you do in life today is not only going to be about the training that we're going to do on the wines and the brands, but it's actually what is your vision in life, with what are you going to associate yourself in life. It's much more than only looking at what we are doing today. So I'm excited to share with you our training today. And in my life, it's all about influence, taking territory for the kingdom of God, and how we're going to do it. So do we have a strategy? So I want to associate myself with the best. So when I started my business, I said, I want to present the best global brands. And I want to bring it into Africa. That's the vision that the Lord has given me. So today I want to share with you that I'm not only here to do training about the wines, but I'm actually to share with you a vision, because you need to have a plan for your life. So the brands that we are going to do today and what we are going to do today, we're going to first talk about South Africa as a wine region, and then we're going to talk about Chile and Argentina as a region. So I first want to introduce you to my family. So in Nigeria, Alex Couture from One Spirit, he is my representative in Nigeria, and he's like a brother and family to me. So I know that the most important thing for us in business is actually relationship. A lot of times we want to do business for money, but it's actually about the relationship. So how do we build our relationships? How do we make our relationships stronger? And especially for you guys that's serving people, it's all about the emotional connotation that we have with our customer, that we have with each other. It's about the relationship. So I believe in family values. As you will see here, this is my wife is standing next to me, Melanie, my daughter Marlies. So you will see over here, she is pregnant. So I just became a grandfather. They call it a grandpa. And next to her is Spear. So they are actually twins. So a pigeon pair of twins. But they're also with me in the business. My daughter is doing all our logistics. So she's doing operations for us. And my son is working on all our new business development in our company. So this is at harvest time. And we said we were picking the fruit of our hard work. So to show you guys, this is what we do in South Africa. This photo was taken in Stellenbosch. So as I said, we believe in the kingdom of God can transform people. It can transform nations. The way that we do business, the way that we interact with each other, and we want to influence nations. That is the goal of our company. We're not only here to sell a bottle of wine or to serve one restaurant, but our impact is so huge that we can actually change nations, the way that we do training and the way that we trade. So that is my vision in life. So thank you for sharing the time with me that I can share this vision with you guys. So we go all over South Africa, all over the world, and we choose the best wines, the best brands, specifically for Africa, and then specifically for the Nigerian market. So that is what we do. We understand what the market needs, and then we go and search for the best brands. So this photo over here, I'm at Stellenbosch at the Non-Cop. The photo over here, I'm in Germany. Here we are looking at vineyards in France. This is in Portugal. This is in Spain. To give you an idea, we go all over the world, and then we search for the best brands. Besides that, we also do our own wines and we do our own gins, but we also present brands in Africa to build it. So today I would like to share with you the South American portfolio. So do you guys know where is Chile? So Chile is this green area over here. So it's a very long, small country on the east coast of South America. And then the red area over here is Argentina. And in Argentina, it's like on the east coast of South America. So that is the South American portfolio that we want to present to you guys. But I not only want to present to you a region or what's happening there, I want to present to you the best brand in the world. Santa Rita. Right, so Santa Rita has been awarded the world's most admired wine brands. And they own a couple of wine brands. That is called Santa Rita. They own Carmen, DSR, and Sus Adino. So there is a full range of what they own and what they do. So besides that they're the world's most admired wine brand, they also won the award for the best winery in the world. So just think, currently at the hotel, you guys stock the best winery in the world. So you guys have been using this Cabernet in your banquets, but you associate yourself with the best in the world. And what we bring to Nigeria, what we bring into the market, is the best in the world. We're not only bringing you something from Chile or something from Argentina, we bring you the best in the world. And if you look at your environment or what you guys do, you associate yourself with the best. So I want to tell you a story about the 120, because we need to engage with people, we need to be engaging with our brands, and it's only brands that inspire people that they will buy and they'll be connected to it. So the 120 story is all about 120 soldiers that saved Chile from the invasion of Spain in the 1800s. There was 120 soldiers that went into the caves and they were hidden until the Spanish troops went past them. Then they escaped into Argentina, and from Argentina they got reinforced and they won the battle for Chile and for Chile's independence. So this was 120 men that was inspired to save their country. So this brand is all about the inspiration. And as I told you, we need to rewire ourselves that we can be inspired. And we need to inspire others. And that is the job that you guys are doing. You're not placed on earth just to be here. We're supposed to inspire others. We're supposed to inspire our family. We're supposed to inspire people around us. So we've decided to bring in a new wine that they call 120. The red label and the red blend that was specifically made for the Nigerian market. So as a company, we know that this market is extremely important to us. And then there's one thing when we did research, we also found out that our Nigerian culture is we like awards. We like to see what's happening. We want to be the best. So the 120 soldiers got the 3 medals that they call Tres Medallas. Say with me, Tres Medallas. Tres Medallas. So it means 3 medals. So these guys were really awarded for what they have done. And we're also bringing in now a sweeter style wine, because we've seen that the palate in Nigeria is mostly the guys drink sweet wines. They like dry, but sweet is what the guys really consume. So there's a specific taste flavor that the guys are using. So Santa Rita also owns vineyards in Argentina that they call Dona Palio. So this winery that's been awarded the best, they actually went just over the mountain, and then they got the vineyards in an area called Mendoza, and this is where they are growing a wine called Malbec. So this is the red blend. This is the estate Malbec that is giving you the best Malbec in the world from Argentina. So as you will see in my portfolio, I always associate myself with the best and unique brands and unique wines. So 90 points plus, 140 times through the Wine Inspector magazine, Tim Aitken. So this is all the la-di-da and the most important people in the wine industry. They recognize Dona Palio as one of the best brands from Argentina. Then, Cape Town Gin. Do you guys know Cape Town? Yes. So what is unique about Cape Town? Sorry? Yeah, sorry, I cannot hear you that clearly. But it is Table Mountain. Beautiful city, yes. It is really amazing. But this Table Mountain, you'll see it's the mountain is above the clouds, is one of the 10 wonders of the world. So we represent a brand that's one of the 10 wonders of the world called Cape Town Gin. You guys also stock that at the bar. Alright, and you do your cocktails with this. So Cape Town Gin, you will see this beautiful city, the mountain, really something that is truly amazing to go and see. Has anybody been to South Africa, to Cape Town? Any hands? Not yet. Oh, we need to get you guys there. Alright, so for now at least you can dream about it. So this is the Cape Town Gin Classic. You will see this is our most awarded gin that we do. Beautiful botanicals, it's copper distilled, and then you'll also see all the awards from Cape Town Gin. Then one brand that's not on the table now, but that you guys are currently using in your banquet section is Darling Cellars. So Darling is a specific region in South Africa. Like you've got champagne from France or cognac from France. Darling is a specific area in South Africa with a beautiful terroir. So, and one of our best-selling wines in Nigeria. Most of the wines are made from bush vines, and then the premium range goes into a barrel. So that is bringing the premiumness of the brand. But I want to show you, this is what we currently have is the sweet rosé, the sweet red, the sweet white, the Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot, and the Chenin Blanc Sauvignon Blanc. This is what you guys are currently using in banquet and for functions, and one of the best tasting and value for money wines that we have in Nigeria. So in this segment of the market, we use a marketing campaign that we call My Darling. So we had to change and rewire ourselves when we started marketing this brand, because in South Africa, Darling is actually a little flower. They call it a Darling Daisy. It's a specific flower, so people associate it. But when we came to Nigeria and Africa, you actually call the loved one, your lover, your wife or your girlfriend, you call her a darling. So this is what this brand associates itself as, a love wine. So it's all about the love of wine. And we do here the love festivals. We have darling moments. So in some of the restaurants, we do karaoke nights. And then they sing the song, Darling, darling, stand by me. You know that song. So we do the karaoke's with that. So we create a lot of action around it. And then we also do a love wall where you can actually write a little letter to the one that you love. But that didn't really aspire people to go the next level. So we created the brand that we call the Black Granite. That is one of the premium wines that we make at Darling. And you will see it is much more classy, much more a vintage reserve, much more technical on the wine styles, a lot more premium. So then we created the Darling Black Granite that will obviously in your environment will not go on the banquet table, but maybe go into your signature restaurants, more your premium restaurants. That is why we are doing Darling. So I want to quickly show you the South African wine region so that you guys can understand that we choose wine from specific areas because you need to have a specific terroir where the wines are growing to supply the wines that is the best in a specific area. So maybe I've spoken now about Darling. So you'll see this is the Darling area over here, and that area specifically is one of the best growing areas for me in South Africa for wine. You get a lot of the cool sea breezes coming through, and it's cold at night, warm in the day, so you've got beautiful conditions there to grow wines. One of the most famous areas in South Africa here is Stellenbosch and Franschhoek, and most of our premium wines are coming from there. I will show you now our Kanonkop, our La Motte, and then we've also got one of the most premium estates from the Robertson area. So as you will hear, there's always a thing that we associate ourselves with the best because it elevates us, it elevates what you think about yourself, what you do, and it's always important that you aspire to the next level. So you guys don't stock this yet, but I want to introduce you to another brand, Kanonkop, that has been awarded the most admired wine brand in Africa and the Middle East. It's called Kanonkop. I don't know if anybody has tasted it. It's been in the market for a while, but once again, an amazing award for South Africa. The winemaker at 2 shows has won the best winemaker in the world. And it's from the African continent, guys. We need to be so excited of what's happening on our continent. We need to be excited of who we are, what we are doing in Africa. So Africa is like one of the most special places in the world. And we just think, it's Lagos, or we think, it's Johannesburg. You know, we want to all go to London, or we want to go to New York, but we don't know what we have. We need to be grateful for what we have, because the best is coming from South Africa, from the continent of Africa. We've got the wonders of the world. You guys can drink it here in Nigeria. You guys can associate yourself with it. So being part of this for me is really, really special. So you'll see that is the entrance at Kanonkop, and a little bit of a story about it. But the Kanon is actually like a cannon, and they used this cannon in the 1700s, 16 and 1700s, when the ships came into the harbor in Cape Town. They shot the cannons, and then everybody had to bring their produce and whatever they wanted to sell. They had to bring it to the ships. So at Kanonkop, one of the cannons was standing at Kanonkop, and that is why the farm got the name Kanonkop. So you will see most of the wines in Kanonkop is made in a barrel. It's matured in a barrel. The vineyards is mostly made from the bush vines. So you will see it's a little vineyard that you plant, and then it starts growing as a bush. So it gives you very small grapes, but that gives you much more concentration. So that is the Kanonkop Cellar Door, and it's giving you the idea, and you'll see that the black label is the most premium label that they've got, one of the most selected ones that they have. And then in Nigeria, our best-selling wine is the Kanonkop Cadet, the K Blend. So if you look at a K Blend, the K Blend needs to have specific wine varietals in the blend. But that is the K Blend from South Africa, is our best seller. Then I want to introduce you to La Motte. They the guys that is in the Franschhoek area, and I don't know if you know the family, but the family is they call them the Ruperts. So they are the owners of British American Tobacco Company. Hunley and Hine is the owners of Lamott and Leopard Sleep. So once again, one of the most premium estates in South Africa. But what I love about them is their heart for conservation. So that is why we decided to associate us with their brand. So obviously there's a full range of wines, giving you a little bit of idea of how is the farm. Very old but beautiful. They've just renovated there. And then we also do the Leopard Sleep brand. That is more kind of the lifestyle brand. So we maybe going to later taste a little bit of the Leopard Sleep. But the Leopard Sleep is all about the conservation of the Cape Leopard. And they actually buy land to do the conservation of the Cape Leopard. So this is the tasting room at Leopard Sleep. And then this is the Cape Leopard. So that is the protection of the Cape Leopard in South Africa is what they are standing for and what they are doing. So this is the full range of wines. It's not really on the entry-level side, so it's a little bit more on the premium side. You will find it really nice, stylish, and if you taste it, you will just find the quality is in the bottle. Then we do a brand that we call Demersdal. So Demersdal we specifically selected for their Sauvignon Blanc. They're very close to Cape Town, as you will see if you stand in the vineyards at Demersdal. You will see Table Mountain from there, one of the 10 wonders of the world, very close to the coastline, so you also get that sea breezes. And as I told you earlier, it's all about relationship. And it's all about family. So for us as a company, as a person, if we associate ourselves, it's not about the money. It's about the relationship. So whatever we do in life, it's better to build the relationship. It's sustainable. If you just want something from somebody, you're not going to go there. It's not going to be sustainable. So this company, Demersdal, you will see that is 3 generations. But they're actually in the 7th generation that owns this farm. And as you can see, they're already, the youngest ones are already making their first wines. So we love the family because it's all about family. So this is the Demersdal range. In South Africa, they're very well known for Sauvignon Blanc. It's one of the best sold Sauvignon Blancs. And even here in Nigeria, the Sauvignon Blanc is the best sold wine that we have. That's very unique about this company. They're the leaders in the world. And Taste the Winemaker, he often goes around the world to go and have seminars about Sauvignon Blanc. But this specific wine over here, they call it the winter fermented Sauvignon Blanc. So usually we have harvest in January, February. Sauvignon Blanc is one of the first grapes that we bring in. But they actually take the grapes and they could put it into the freezer and they freeze the grapes for another 6 months. And then only in the winter period in South Africa, that's around about July, August, they start the winemaking process. So this specific Sauvignon Blanc is a winter fermented Sauvignon Blanc. So it means that the period of the year when nobody is making wine in South Africa, they're actually making a wine. And it's amazing to see what happens with the character of the wines. And then you will also see that they've won several awards around the world, specifically with this method that they're using for their Sauvignon Blanc. I love this quote, and I just had to put it on here. If people like you, they will listen to you. But if they trust you, they will do business with you. It's really a true statement of what the world is all about. As I told you earlier, if we do business only to get something from somebody, that business will never last. But if we build a relationship with somebody, if we have interaction and an emotional connotation, and people start to trust you, they understand your heart, that business will last forever. So I'm asking you again, what is your vision for your life? Where do you want to go? How do you want to do business? Because whatever you are giving to your customers is what they're going to give back to you. If you want people to return to the hotel, you need to give them a special experience. You need to give them something more than only serving a glass of wine or serving a plate of food. So we are all servants. If we serve each other, we can change the world. If we serve each other, we can change Lagos. We can change Nigeria. We can change nations. Not because we want from each other, but because we want to serve each other. So then I introduce you to Fairview. So we only have 2 wines in Nigeria, the Stellenbosch Cabernet and also Sauvignon Blanc. But why I've chosen this specific winery for our selection, it's the most visited tourist destination in South Africa. So, and Charles, that is the owner and also 4th generation, they love the company of people. They give people an experience. So they've got goats on the farm. That's not really a thing in South Africa to have goats on the farm. So they make goat's cheese, and then they give people an experience where they eat the cheese with the wine. I've got a couple of restaurants on the farm, and if you're a tourist to South Africa, you always want to go to Fairview. They've created this amazing wine with a specific spice and 6 different grape varietals that they call chakalaka. So I know you guys love chili in South Africa that is spicy. So this is one of these wines that's just a standout in South Africa. Chakalaka is also a specific flavor profile that the South African tribes are eating, and they actually created a spiciness that they put over their maize, like a spicy tomato sauce. And we've created a wine for the market that you guys can enjoy it. And then I'm going to end off nearly with our Springfield estate. So that is the guys that I showed you from the Robertson area. They have the most fertile soil, limestone soils in South Africa. So we selected them specifically for the way that they make wines. And you'll see here that the slogan is made on honor. So everything they honor in the process of what they do. And I think it's a principle that we all can have in life. Everything that we do, we need to do it with honor. So if I serve you with honor. In our families, if we serve each other, we do it with honor. If I work, I come at the right time to work. I pitch at the right time. I try to do my best. And that will just change your life because you do everything in honor. And that is the way that we can build a culture of honor. So this is some of the wines that we have here in Nigeria. So Life from Stone is one of the best Sauvignon Blancs that you get in South Africa. A beautiful wine, mostly for your more premium restaurants and outlets. Miss Lucy is a Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Noir kind of rosé. And then we've got the Wholeberry Cab Sauvignon Blanc. So it's a special technique that they use to make this specific wine. And they actually keep the berries whole and do the fermentation from there, so it's just a little crush. Because in grapes, if you crush it too hard, alright, you're pressing somebody too hard, you're gonna break them. That's usually the way that we operate in life, am I correct? Alright. But if we are gentle with somebody and we're building somebody up and we take the best out of something, the same for a grape, then you're going to get the best from somebody. And this is why they call it the wholeberry. So it's talking about wholeness. We need to be whole. Alright. Then I've got a few pictures of vineyards for you guys. And I do it with a specific reason to teach you a little bit about how do we make wine, how does the wine industry work. This specific photo I wanted to show you, this is a normal way that the people usually, or the winemakers, let's say the wine growers, usually create a vineyard. So you'll see this kind of black line over here is actually an irrigation pipe. So that's the way that you give water to the vines. So it's running quite high, but if you also look here at the bottom, you'll also see there's irrigation at the bottom. So sometimes they use different ways of how they do the irrigation. You will see there's wires over here. So that's basically giving it a specific way of, I want to say, guiding the grapes to be in a specific place, especially when they want to harvest. You'll also see that it will grow up like that to the side. So it is a way that they call it, they trellis the wines. And then you will see there's obviously the wires with the posts in there. So it's giving you an idea of how do they do this. You will see this is a very old vineyard, very thick root going down there. So it's also just showing you that's old vineyards, and the previous one was obviously a younger vineyard. Now, this is also quite young vineyards. You'll see the irrigation is here on the floor, and there's a lot of light, but it's quite young vineyards. So vineyards can take up to three years to give you your first vintage, and then from there it can go up to, depending how long you want to keep it. But it's also got a cycle. But some vineyards are up to more than 100 or 200 years old. The older it gets, obviously, the less fruit it carries. Okay, so this is the unromantic picture. So usually I showed you now the romantic pictures of what the wine industry is about. But this is the unromantic picture. So where the real volume happens, where the real work is happening, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a more industrial feeling. But you need to see this as well to understand how do we make wines, what do we do with it. So they call this stainless steel tanks. So you get usually from 15,000 liters to 30,000 liters to 60,000 liters. These high ones around about 60,000 liters. And that is where the real volume of wine is coming from. So your fermentation most of the time happens in stainless steel tanks. If the wine comes into a stainless steel tank, on white wine, you will start the fermentation. You will separate it from the skin. So that's the fermentation process. And then on red wines, you will actually leave it for 4 to 5 days so that the grapes can get the color of the skin. So giving you just an idea of what that is all about. All right. And then I want to end off the presentation with our family that we do our own wine that we specifically created for Nigeria. So I don't know if you guys know Waymaker. Do you guys know what is Waymaker? Do you want to guess? Can I play you a song? Do you know the song? Hey? Sorry. Can you hear it?
Light in the darkness, my God, it was who. The work of promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who.
Okay.
You are here, touching it.
Okay, so do you know that song? Yes. So this song was written by Senior in Nigeria, and we registered the brand that we call the Waymaker. So we distribute the Waymaker wines around Africa, and specifically our gin brand is currently in Nigeria. So our goal with this brand was to inspire people, because we believe in the Waymaker, the miracle worker, the promise keeper, to change our lives. So to give you a personal story, and every brand needs to have a personal story. So we also in our 4th generation. So this was my father when he was very young, my grandfather, and then myself and my father just before he passed away. And then my father with the kids. There's a special moment when you carry out the heritage of your family. And each one of you that is standing here and sitting here today, you carry something about your family. And you need a vision to carry forward what your family has done for you. And if you guys are working, as I said, only to work, it is one thing. But there's so much more in life if you share the vision and you build a brand with the vision and you build your life with the vision. So this is just some of the photos while the family is working. So that's just to inspire you that it is so nice to work with your family, be part of your heritage, building for the next generation. So this is the 3 gins that we developed. Very unique is our blue gin. So it's called Blue Citrus. So it's blueberries and citrus that we distill to create the flavors. Then we do our London Dry gin. And then we do roseberry, that's rose petals, and strawberry. So that is the 3 gins that we have currently in Nigeria. You will see the London Dry is our pouring gin. So most of the cocktails that we make at some of the most famous places like Kali, they're using our gin. And they taste it with different brands. And what was unique about this brand, it was selected because it's the best quality. So I remember the day when we were creating our blends and we were testing and we were tasting it. There was just a certain point where you need to look at costings. So most of the gin usually is made from cane spirits, and then you add a little bit of juniper berries that they distill to the cane spirits, and then you basically have gin. So most of the big brands around the world will use very little juniper berries because you save money if you do it. But we decided, are we going to save money, or are we going to give the people of Nigeria, the people that we love, the people in Africa, are we going to give them more? Are we going to serve them properly? Are we going to work in excellence? Are we going to inspire with our brand? So eventually we decided to add 30% of juniper berries in our blends because it gives much more flavor and structure. But everything that we do, we have a choice in life where we can decide, are we going to do the minimum or are we going to be the best? And I want to inspire you guys today that whatever we do, you don't do it for yourself. You do it for the family. You do it for the next generation. You do it to build the kingdom of God on earth. And that is all in excellence. So this is the London Dry. And the gin that we do in Nigeria. And then ending off, and we're going to taste a little bit now. The glasses are coming around. But are you ready to take your environment, your restaurant, and your life to the next level? Are you prepared to go deep, to train yourself, to prepare yourself? Because what we're doing today here, it's actually a time of preparation and foundation building that you can go to the next level. But you need to know who you believe in. You need to know where you want to go. And you need to be the vision bearer. We can be what we call the atmosphere dominators. If you come to work and you're very negative, what do? You influence the atmosphere. But if you come to work with a positive attitude, that I'm going to build the kingdom of God, that I'm going to build the business, that I'm going to give my best service, you become an atmosphere dominator. And I'm asking each one of you today, do you do your work with excellence? Do we inspire each other to work to excellence? Or are we taking shortcuts? Are we not giving our best? So every single day we need to celebrate life. Because it's about what we do today. It's not about tomorrow or about the future. It's what we do today. Are we doing it in excellence? You're not maybe one day going to be an excellent barman or an excellent waiter or give excellent service. You need to do it now. Because if you do it now, you create habits. You create pathways in your brain that you are the best. If every day you just do whatever you do not with excellence, and we don't do it in a proper way. We're creating pathways that we're only going to be mediocre, that we're never going to be to the top level. We're only going to do stuff halfway. So I'm calling you today and I'm inspiring you. Aspire to excellence. Have a vision what you're working to. So thank you very much that you guys listened to me. We're going to have a little bit of fun now if we taste, and I'll take a lot of questions from you guys. So thank you for the time that you've given me for the presentation. But I'm going to end it now, and we're going to switch on the lights. Then I will see you a little bit better, and all the expressions in your face. Thank you. All right. Now we can see the wines on the table and the labels. So for the tasting, we've selected the Leopard's Leap range for you. So we're going to have the Leopard's Leap wines. We're going to have Santa Rita. So you're going to drink from the best brands and the best wines in the world. Okay. So we decided to give you the best. So unfortunately, we don't have time to taste everything, but we're going to go through the white wines. We're going to do 2 different Sauvignon Blancs. So the one Sauvignon Blanc is from Chile. So we're actually going to compare a little bit what is the taste between Chile and South Africa. So it's having a little bit of fun to see what is the 2 different wines tasting like. And then we're going to do a Cabernet from 120. And we're going to do the Shiraz from Leopard's Leap. So you guys at least get an idea of what the brand tastes like. And what is it to drink from the best wines in the world, the best brand in the world. Is there any questions before I start? Guys, any questions? Okay, great.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I'm Peter. Finding you.
Same.
Good.
Fauzi.
Fauzi. Nice to meet you.
Director of Eco Hotel.
Fantastic.
He made it happen today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
He's bringing all of those beautiful products for us in Nigeria.
Great.
Yeah.
One of
Okay.
Hello, finding you. Hi, George. Nice to meet you. Okay. So we're just pouring the Sauvignon Blanc over there. So the first glass is the Leopard's Leap, eh? Yes. All right. Can I do the 120? Okay, 100%. Right, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background about Sauvignon Blanc. I like to give wines personality. So, in the world of wines, there's more than 3,000 different wine varietals that you get. So, I'm just going to do the basic ones for you, and the basic ones that we usually keep in Nigeria so that you guys understand kind of the personalities that we give wines. So obviously one of the first varietals that we look on the white side is Sauvignon Blanc. The Sauvignon Blanc is quite high in acidity, so it's a little bit sour. We will call it more one of the most sour wines that you get, but it's also the one with the most aromas on your nose. So that's why when we usually taste, the first thing that we do is we first smell the wine, then we swirl it a little bit. So if you swirl it, you actually bring out the aromas of the wine. So the surface area over here carries basically the best molecules of aromas. So that's why you swirl a glass, is to get out the aromas out of the glass. So then if you take a sip, you guys are welcome to take a sip, but first smell it, get the aromas, turn it a little bit, smell then you will see the wine will open up for you. You will get much more aroma out of the wine. But Sauvignon Blanc, I usually, if I talk about personality, Sauvignon Blanc will be in the house, it will be the daughter in the house. So it will all be your sister or your child. But it's usually quite smooth, quite thin, but she's sexy, she is beautiful, she is vibrant. So that is kind of the personality of a Sauvignon Blanc. So we're not going to chase Chardonnay now. But Chardonnay is usually the mother in the house. So the mother in the house have more power than the daughter. Am I correct? All right. So it's also for the same in a wine glass. The Chardonnay is a little bit wider, a little bit more bold, and a little bit more creamy. So Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc is two different grape varietals, and we use it for two different things when we eat. So usually Sauvignon Blanc we will use with acidity. So most of the common thing that people use for acidity is tomato. So most of dishes that's going with tomato, you will use the Sauvignon Blanc for that. With Chardonnay is always for anything that's buttery or creamy. So if you use a creamy sauce or a lot of butter, you rather use the Chardonnay with something that's a little bit more buttery. So that's kind of the two personalities. Even if we look at the vineyard, Sauvignon Blanc likes to be in the shade. You need to take care of Sauvignon Blanc. If we harvest, we do it 3 o'clock in the morning. But the Chardonnay is totally different. Yes. Okay. Okay. Right. And then on the Chardonnay, it usually likes the sun. So obviously, if you harvest, you put it into the sun. It likes the sun. It likes the heat. So it's two different characters that we get out of Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc. So have you guys tasted this Sauvignon Blanc? Have you guys tasted? Okay. So what do you think about it? Is there any comments? Do you like it? Okay. Good stuff. All right. So obviously this one is from South Africa. The Sauvignon Blanc is from Leopard's Leap. So there's a specific character that we look for in the wine. So if I tell you guys it's tropical fruit. Okay, what do you think of tropical fruit? Okay, what tropical fruit do you get on there? Sorry? Yeah. Do you guys get citrus? Okay. Do you get tropical fruit like pineapple, banana, mango? What do you guys get? Okay, you guys are scared to talk to me. Pineapple, yes. Okay, so there's tropical fruit. So I want to actually prove a point that in wine, we taste different and we smell different. Each person here, you're not going to taste the same and it's not going to smell the same. For the guy next to you, it is different. Alright, because we all eat different things. We all grew up in different areas. So you need to understand that you are uniquely made. And to taste different from the person next to you, or to like it or not to like it, is okay. Alright, so we're not here to impress each other. We're here to enjoy and to learn. So do you guys know that you can store up to 80,000 different aromas in your brain? Okay, and the more you exercise to smell, the better you're going to become in using all your 5 senses. The more we taste, the more different tastes we're going to be exploring. Okay, so we need to be in a situation where we need to taste more and we need to smell more. Because if we taste and smell more, we become better presenters, better ways of doing what we're doing. So we need to tell the customer and we need to inspire the customer. The guy that's making the cocktail, you need to know what's going into your cocktail. Alright, the mixologist, you need to smell. If there's different gins, if there's different whiskeys, we need to smell the stuff because then we get kind of into what the brand is about. Because if you're not going to get excited about the product that you put on the floor, how do you think is the customer going to get excited? Okay, so it's about the knowledge that you have. Okay, guys, this is all to push you. You need to push yourself. I told you it's time for foundation building and preparation. Okay, you need to train yourself. It's an attitude. We cannot be laid back in life and just accept anything is going to come to me. Your management has arranged for you great tastings, great training, and it's to aspire you to go to the next level. The training is here so that the service will become better and better and better. We need to understand how to upsell. We need to understand what is the need of the customer. Just remember, the hotel is like a theater. Yeah, thank you. All right, the hotel is like a theater. Your customers, all right, they come there, they come and watch. You guys are the actors. And if you're not going to act properly, then the guys are not going to enjoy the show. All right, because you go to the theater to go and enjoy the show. You watch TV so that the actors can perform. So the people are coming here so that you can perform. That is why we're doing this. It's the hospitality industry. Hospitality means we need to serve people with great expectation. We need to inspire the people with the knowledge that we have. All right. Are you guys ready to take it to the next level? Eh? Thank you. Thank you, guys. We need to really go and sit and say, how do we take it to the next level? Okay, if people come to the Echo Hotel, we need to take it to the next level. It's not only serving, here's the brand or here's the product. It's the attitude. It's the way that we connect. It's the eye contact. It's the smile. It's the way that you make people feel. Okay, so this is what it's about. That is how we go to the next level. What is that vintage there for the Sauvignon Blanc? 23. I immediately picked it up. Do you guys know why I picked it up? Okay, just look at the color of the wine. All right, if you looked at the previous, the Leopard Sleep, it was lighter in color. Am I correct? All right, so this one is a little bit more gold. Yeah, a little bit more gold, a little bit more kind of shiny, yellowy, and that is what we call aging in wine. Okay, so we've got to. Yes, yeah, definitely. The other one was more sharp, more fresh, more acidity, but that one is smoother. It's lasted a bit longer. So the scary thing here in Nigeria is when we need to sign off NAFDAC, they give us an expiry date that we need to put on wine. So I'd never heard wine that there is no expiry date on wine. I know. So we're fighting with the authorities because there's actually, the older the wine gets, the better it gets. All right. So some of the people don't really understand it. So, but usually in white wine, some people like yourself, you like an older vintage, that's smooth, that's rich in flavor. I also like older vintages. But it's in Europe, the people like fresh wines. So they want the new vintage, the 2006 vintage already in the bottle yesterday. So there's a different way of how we're looking at vintages. So do you guys know what is a vintage? Hey? It's the year that's standing here on the bottle. So the Sauvignon Blanc here was a 2025, this is a 2023. So the wine is already 2 years older. Okay, so for me, that's the biggest difference that you're going to taste. Is the one was more sharp and fresh. Okay, you got that on your palate. So this one is a little bit more rich, a little bit more body on it. So really a beautiful Sauvignon Blanc. But you will find that the Sauvignon Blancs also smell differently. Am I correct? The other one had more fragrances. And that's because of the older vintage that's in here. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes.
White wine is not supposed to be as big as red wine. Red wine is allowed to stay long.
Yes.
White wine is the newer the one, the fresher the wine.
There?
The newer the one,
Yes.
the fresher the wine. Like
Okay.
2 years different.
Yes.
In the production dates.
Yes.
It makes it fresher. But once it starts getting aged,
Yes.
it starts losing its taste.
Yeah, it changed in taste. So we all need to know that obviously wine is a living product. And as I said earlier, the older wine gets, actually the more value it gets. It's actually growing in value. So, especially in red wine. So there's also a difference on how long you can keep. So white wine, you cannot keep for that long. Red wine, you can always keep longer. Do you guys know why? Okay, it's the way that we make wines. So when we go into the fermentation process with wine, for white wine, you only give about 4 or 5, maybe 8 hours of skin contact. So skin contact means we take the grape, we crush it, the juice goes out, and then the grape or the juice and the pips in the skin is in the same stainless steel tank. And then we separate it. But with red wine, we keep it 4, 5, 8 days. Okay, so there's a much longer process where you mature red wine. And that aging process brings tannins to the wine. So tannins means it's microorganisms that keeps the wine healthy. So that's why red wine will always last longer and actually get better than on the white wine side. And to even prolong this process and make it better, that's why we put the wines into wooden barrels. Because the wooden barrels also give it more age potential. If you put it into a barrel. And that is that tannins. So it's for you guys to know what is tannins. If you make tea, alright, and you push the teaspoon to the little bag, it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, and eventually tea becomes bitter if you leave it too long. Am I correct? Okay, that's tannins. So even tea have tannins. So there's oxidants that keep the product healthy, that is also good for your body. So they say wine is actually good for your body. Not too much, but it's good for your health to drink wine. Alright, so the next wine in the glass is the Cabernet 120 from Santa Rita. So I'm going to push it a little bit more. It is still, the most admired wine brand in the world. It's elected as the best winery in the world. So Cabernet is the king of grape varietals. So you'll feel there's a lot of body in it. There's a lot of character in it. So we will say in your terminology, it's all more powerful, alright, and it is strong. That's the expressions most Africans use for it. Okay, so in Europe they will say it's complex. Alright, so there's complexity to it. But you'll find the tannin structures on the side of your palate. Alright, it kind of feels a little bit of it's like in dryness on the side. So that is the power of the tannin structure in the wine. So overall, this Cabernet is actually beautifully soft. So you get even Cabernets that's more powerful. But we created a wine that is soft on the palate, that people will consume a little bit more of it. But Cabernet, as I said, is the king of grape varietals. So it was actually the first wine varietal that was exported from France into the rest of the world. So you'll see that most countries, Cabernet is kind of the most famous, and most people drink Cabernet and they drink Merlot. So that's why we wanted to show you guys how this Cabernet tastes. And it's the king of kings. Okay, so it is the best grape varietal that you will get, and it is the strongest that you will get. Right. Do you guys like it? Have you tasted, everybody? Have you tasted? Not yet? Okay. Have you smelled? Okay. What do you guys get?
You can smell and taste the grapes and some herbs.
Herbs? Yes, definitely. Hey? You definitely get herbs. Okay. What else? Dry and soft. Thank you. What do you guys, the rest of the guys, taste? Sorry? Vanilla. Okay. Fruit for you. Okay. Anybody on this side? What do you taste? Smooth. Do you guys get any berries, dark fruit, cherry, smokiness, earthiness? Sorry? Sour. Okay? Right. So as I said, guys, there's not a right and a wrong. For some people, it's easy to drink it. It's easy to consume it because you're used to it. For a lot of younger people and the younger generation, if you've drank Coca-Cola and you've drank most of your time sweet drinks, it's going to be more difficult to consume Cabernet because Cabernet is a big, bold wine. So a lot of people that enter into wine, but they actually start with the sweeter style. All right. So we sweeten the wines. Okay. So how do we sweeten wines? Do you guys know how do we sweeten wines? Tell me.
I think that after they juice out
Yeah.
the grapes,
Grape? Mm-hmm.
then what's it called? That is left over
Yes.
is now also used
Yes.
to
Perfect.
sweeten the wine as well.
Okay, great. So I'm just going to repeat what he was saying. So if we sweeten wines, when we pick the grapes, it goes into fermentation and then the sugar turns into alcohol. Okay, so into ethanol. So and then we ferment it until it's totally dry. If we want to sweeten the wines, it does not go through the fermentation process. Right, so we crush it, but we keep it then cool as a juice, as grape juice. So we don't use sugar to sweeten wines. Okay, that's what you do with coffee and tea. But in wine, we use grape concentrate. We create a grape concentrate. Then we add that to the wine, so then we sweeten the wines. So as I told you earlier, there's different styles. People usually start from sweet, and then they go more dry and more dry and more dry. It's also to your pocket. When you're young, you don't have a lot of money, so you drink the cheaper, sweeter style wines. All right. And then you go more dry, and then you start drinking more premium wine. So it's the way that your palate is growing, the way that your pocket is growing. So wine is always a journey. So we're not going to drink wine today, and we're going to keep drinking the same wine today, what we're going to drink tomorrow or in 5 years. Beer is totally a different thing. Whiskey is totally a different thing. If you like whiskey, you're not going to progress to a lot of progression through whiskey. You're going to love whiskey in total. You're maybe going to afford the more expensive brand. But wine changes all the time, and you totally change from sweet to dry. You totally change from a lighter style to a more heavy, powerful style. So wine is always a journey. We call it the journey of our senses. So, and your customer is also going through that. So it's important that you always understand you need to know where is your customer on the journey. Is your customer now at sweet wines or are they more expensive wines? Is your customer buying to impress or is your customer buying to enjoy? Because if I come here on a Sunday, I'm going to put ice in my wine. I'm going to just want to sit and relax. But if I maybe go to Sky or a Premier, I've got my girlfriend here and I'm suited, I'm going to definitely order a different bottle of wine than what I'm going to order at the swimming pool. So we need to read what is the mood of the customer, what do we serve, what do we recommend, and you need to ask the customer. You need to inspire the customer actually to what you want to sell them. And you need to have, I always say, you need to have a couple of different ammunition in your pocket. Okay, because the one guy is going to be a beer guy, the next guy is going to be a whiskey guy, the other guy is going to be cocktails, the other one is going to be gin. And you need to know your menu, so how are you going to satisfy the needs? Right, and then you just need to have that little bit of a twist that you know something about the drink, something about the brand. Yes, sir?
The process of sweetening the wine,
Yes.
you said the scotch, you don't go into
Fermentation,
fermentation.
yes.
How does the alcohol come?
So you actually take the wines that's already been fermented. All right. So you take that as a blend of, let's say, 80 or 90% of the wine, and then you just add the grape juice to it. All right. So your wine that is in fermentation is the core of the brand. So there's some guys that are actually very cheap at it, and they take crooked ways to do it. But some people that's doing wine, and it's not really wine anymore, they actually take sugar water, and then they throw sugar water in there. So I want to just show you in South Africa, we've got a system where we have certification seals on all our bottles of wines. So if you type in this code, you can actually go onto the internet and see exactly from which vineyard is this, when was it produced, from what was it produced. And we've got a system in South Africa that's run by SAWIS, that's the South African Wine Institute, where they physically taste. So if I'm telling you this is a Shiraz, and it's coming from a specific vineyard in a specific area, whatever I put on the label needs to be true of what we are tasting and what we are doing. So, but not in all countries and ways they are doing this. All right. So the second Cabernet that's in the glass is the one from Leopard's, the Shiraz. All right. So now you need to taste the difference between Cabernet Merlot and Shiraz. Okay. So in the wine industry, there is, I told you earlier, about 2 or 3 different ways on white wine. So Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, that's the personalities. And then in red wines, there's usually the Shiraz and the Cabernet and the Merlot. So that's kind of the 3 most important ones that you need to know. And just to give you a little bit of a personality in this, I told you that the Cabernet Sauvignon is the king of kings. So it is the most powerful one. So that will usually be the father in the house, the one that carries the money, that's got the power, and he will demand what happens in the house. All right, and then there is 2 sons in the house. The one is called Shiraz, the other one is called Merlot. Okay, so Shiraz is the naughty boy. All right, so Shiraz is also in the vineyard. It grows wild. It do all the wrong things. It parties the whole night. It doesn't have discipline. So you always need to prune it back. So that's Shiraz. But Shiraz is the most spicy grape varietal that we have. And then if we go to Merlot, Merlot is the softest. So that is the son that always do the right things, that always follows the rules, that always speak nicely. So that is Merlot. So what's more softer, more easygoing. So that's the character of Merlot. All right. So you've got now the 5 characters. Sauvignon Blanc, daughter in the house. Eh? The mother in the house is creamy, powerful. She's the queen, Chardonnay, queen of grape varietals. We go to the king, that's Cabernet. We go to Merlot, that is the good son, the gentle son. And then we go to Shiraz, that is the wild son. All right, so there's Shiraz in your glass now. So this is the most spicy one that you get. So you guys in Nigeria love spiciness. You eat a lot of chilies. So if you always want to enhance the flavor of whatever you eat, you go to Shiraz. All right. So there's also different ways of how they spell it. So the one is the French way of spelling it. The other way is the English way of spelling it. So mostly in South Africa, we spell it Shiraz, as it is on this bottle over here. Usually they use a Y in France, but it's exactly the same, the same thing. So that is the Shiraz. All right, any comments on that? Do you taste that it's more spicy than the Cabernet? Black pepper, definitely. All right, so it's the first thing that you usually get on it. Okay, anything else? Is it smooth? Will you say it's smoother than the Cabernet? Okay, great stuff. And there's also that power in the varietal. So usually your Shiraz is a little bit bigger grape, and the Cabernet is a little bit of a smaller one. Yes. Okay, guys, what did you think of the Shiraz versus the Cabernet? You prefer Cabernet? Yeah. So you like more the power. Perfect. All right. Anything that you select? Okay. For you better than the Cabernet? Okay. Awesome. And here on your side? What do you guys prefer? Cabernet or Shiraz? Cabernet. Stronger. Also Cabernet. Okay. So they at once. They like more the boldness of the wine. Right, guys, so it's important, as I said earlier, play around and taste different things. Because a lot of times, we only buy one bottle of wine, and then we just drink from one glass. Sometimes you need to put 2 glasses, you need to smell the different things, and that's how we educate ourselves to get more flavors, taste different things, and it's a thing that you play with. You play with your senses, you teach your senses, and especially for us that's in the hospitality industry, we need to test our senses the whole time. It's visually, how does it look? Okay. Secondly, how does it taste? And then how does it smell? It's important that we do this. This is part of what we do in hospitality. We need to go into excellence. We need to educate ourselves. All right. Is there any questions that you guys want to ask me on wine or on gin that you don't know from any brand? So it doesn't only need to be my brands. I told you guys I'm here to inspire people. So I've got brands, but it's also we want to inspire. So what we brought to the table is obviously the best from Chile and Argentina and the best from South Africa. So that was my focus for the day. But as I said, I present from Portugal, Spain, France, Italy. I do tequilas from Mexico. I do vodkas from the Ukraine. So that is my speciality. And for 7 years, I only sell crystal glasses. So that's another topic if I can take you into another direction with the glass functionality. Because even a glass makes a drink taste different. So you need to pour into the right glasses. So it's important that we understand what is the experience that we give people. All right, so sometimes just putting a wine, the same wine in 2 different glasses will taste totally different. All right, any other questions? Happiness? Great stuff. Okay, can I ask you questions about the presentation? All right. As long as you guys been inspired, you've enjoyed, that you are happy, I hope I stimulated a little bit of what can you guys do new or what can you do better. All right. How am I going to elevate myself to the highest standard that we can be? Perfect. Okay, do you want to have a chat?
Yeah, just a small thing. Fine.
Okay.
So, hi everybody. Hope you are well. Thank you for coming. There are a lot of familiar faces I know from before and a lot of new faces I have met. My name is Wadi. I work for the One Spirit company. And you are familiar with most of our brands in the hotel. So, I think so everybody knows Darling Cellars, sweet red, sweet white, and the dry. It comes from us. We also have different brands that the hotel purchases from us, like Vivier Tequila, Drum Chambo Gin, also you know it as Gunpowder. We have Cape Town. So Cape Town, we also brought the Pink Lady, not just the classic. We have Tito's Vodka. We have also Drum Chambo Whiskey. So it's a great opportunity to meet every one of you. Thank you again for your time and consideration. I hope you enjoyed the wine. Anything you would like to explore with us more? We still have, I think so, like 45 minutes. We can go through it. You can also have an opportunity to check other products that we do. If you have any other questions, we are at your disposal. All right? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for attending. Thank you. Can they have snacks at the back? Okay. Hi.